Imagine a man running on a giant hamster wheel. Every morning, he wakes up, he drinks his coffee and adds to his to-do list. He's chasing progress, he's pushing harder, but never getting anywhere. He thinks to himself, man, if I could just find more time, I could finally breathe and catch up. But nearby, there's someone else. Same 24 hours, same responsibilities. But they're not running. They're moving forward with energy, with purpose, and with peace. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, well, what's the difference here? It's not time, it's mastery, alignment, and momentum. You don't need more time. You need better mastery of the time that you have. This is part 2 of our series on time management. The truth is, most people are operating on a broken model of time and energy. I'm gonna squeeze more in. I just gotta push harder, wake up earlier. And for many, they find themselves still behind, still exhausted, still unfulfilled. And I would submit this thought to you. Is it possible that what you're lacking isn't time, it's alignment? Today, we're gonna go deeper, not just in how we use our time, but how you protect and maximize your energy. Because it's not about managing minutes, it's about mastering momentum. Let's start with protecting your energy. Time management is energy management. And energy management will always begin with setting boundaries. Ask yourself this: who or what has access to your best energy? If you're spending your freshest hours responding to texts, emails, or social media notifications, there's a chance that you're leaking energy. You wouldn't let someone come up every day and just siphon the gas out of your car. But that's exactly what's happening when you allow people or platforms in this age to interrupt your flow. I challenge you to do a boundary audit. Grab your journal and ask, who gets access to your mornings? Who gets a response immediately and who can wait? There's some that can wait. What notifications do you really need? Take control and reclaim your energy. I once worked with someone who was constantly drained by the amount of emails that they would get. He set a single boundary: no emails until noon. And what he began to notice is he finished so much more work before lunch than he used to when he would get right into the office and start responding to emails. And by the way, I've worked in corporate and I can tell you, most of those emails are not an emergency. Most of those emails are someone that is trying to force their emergency on you. And a fire on your end doesn't necessarily constitute a fire on my end. And if somebody really, really needs to reach you, they're not going to send an email. They're going to call your phone. But that one shift, emails after lunch, became a game changer for productivity. So that's what my friend did, but what boundary would change everything for you? If you want to be productive, it is ultimately your goal to focus like a laser. And if ever you're in a situation where you can batch as opposed to bounce, you're winning. Often multitasking is seen as this great thing, but the law of polarity says that there are two sides to every coin. So if there's a good thing about multitasking, there's also a bad thing about multitasking. And for many, they praise themselves for multitasking when in reality, they're not doing more. They're just switching from task to task. And it is your brain and your productivity that is paying the price. So if you can ever get to the situation where you batch your communication, batch your deep work, batch your errands, you're going to find that you have so much more time. Now, the concept of batching is simply grouping similar tasks so that your brain doesn't have to shift gears every 5 minutes. And if you want to go to the next level, you could even theme your days. Mondays are for meetings. Tuesdays, I'm unplugged because it's for creativity. Fridays is to strategize and review. You're going to find the thing that works for you. But what I really want you to get is that when you focus your energy, you multiply your results. I've recorded over 70 lessons on here. Hit the playlist and you can binge watch them. But I write my content on a different day than I record my content. And this keeps me from task switching and lets me go deeper with less fatigue. And so my challenge for you is to try batching for a week and watch how much more you get done. When it comes to managing energy, we need to remember that clarity and consistency win every time. Boy, clarity and consistency, they undefeated. And those that are clear and consistent are able to automate their energy. Those that are clear and consistent, they're able to reduce decision fatigue. Every decision costs energy. Every one. What to wear, what to eat, when to work out. High performers know this. And since they know that every decision costs energy, they reduce the decision fatigue by automating some of the basics in their lives. You've heard the stories of the millionaires that wear the same thing every single day, or the fitness influencer that preps all of her meals. The reason they do this is because it sets them up to be consistent with their effort and to not exhaust themselves and waste time going through the process. So whatever you can automate, automate. Set default wake times and default bedtime routines. Make the little things in your life so automatic that your brain is able to focus on the big things. Discipline isn't restrictive. Discipline creates freedom. If you're tired of always deciding, maybe it's time to start living by design. Start designing your days, your habits, and your systems. Every automated decision gives you back bandwidth to build the future you want. Another thing that we need to consider is that we need to know our power window. Every single one of us has a 2 to 4 hour window when we are naturally at our best. That is known as your power window. Your power window might be 7 to 11. You might be someone that is not great in the morning and your power window is 2 to 6. You might be a night owl. Your power window is 8 to midnight. Whatever your power window is, you need to protect it like gold. Never use your power window to do things like clearing your inbox or catching up on admin work. It's way too precious for that. Use your power window to build, strategize, and solve high-level problems. Are you using your power window to do the wrong task? If so, flip the script. Start creating in that window and watch how your life transforms. And if you're watching me, your power window is the key to your breakthrough. Try this. Track your energy for 7 days. Notice when you feel sharp, foggy, or energized. Pattern recognition leads to powerful decisions in life. Another important thought when we're talking about energy management is we need to ensure we are making room for recovery. You're not a robot. And I've said it here before, that rest is not a reward, it's a requirement. Kill the notion that you have to earn your rest. You're a human being, and guess what? Humans need rest. But real rest isn't necessarily just zoning out watching Netflix. It's also intentional, active recovery. It's doing the things that refill your energy, not just distract you from the fact that you're tired. And I challenge you, somebody said, there's a lot of challenges going on in this one. Yeah, well, we here now, so you unclicked it now. You might as well hang out. The water's fine. I challenge you to create a weekly rhythm of rest. It might be a full day. It might be an afternoon where you detox digitally. It might be a few sacred hours of silence where you just go to a park. But wherever it is, carve out time where you don't work, where you don't strive, and where you don't hustle. And this is about more than productivity. This is ultimately about wholeness. If you're always pushing, always striving, and not leaving yourself room to recover and refill, you're going to eventually break. So recovery isn't optional, it's strategic. You might have heard the concept of buying back your time. One of the things I realize is that those that are successful buy their time back. There are many people that hire someone to do their landscaping for them. The reason that they hire someone to mow their lawn isn't necessarily because they couldn't mow their lawn. It's because they would rather pay pay someone to mow their lawn so that they can put their energy towards something else, maybe hanging out with their family. Certain people hire a cleaning service to clean their house. In a lot of instances, the reason for the cleaning service isn't because they themselves can't clean, it's because they would rather use their energy to do something else. So what is something you do that someone else could do for $20 an hour? Lawn care, cleaning your house, grocery shopping. Think of it like this. How valuable is your time? Let's say your time is worth $100 an hour, just to put a number on it. If your time is worth $100 an hour, then spending $20 to get it back is a great investment. Time isn't money, it's more valuable than money. I heard an example wherein a speaker asked a crowd, hey, who wants $1 million? I'll write you a check for $1 million. The check will clear. Who wants it? Everyone raised their hand. The speaker continued, all right, but there's a catch. I'll give you the $1 million, but we have to end your life tomorrow. Who wants it? Not a single hand went up, because we instinctively realize that time is more valuable than money. Time is our most valuable, non-renewable resource. So I ask you again, what tasks are you doing right now that is not the best use of your energy? What if you stopped doing $20 an hour tasks and started creating $200 an hour outcomes? Come on, somebody. Let's talk about the first hour. When you wake up, the first hour of your day sets the entire tone for the day. What most do is they start reactive. They check their email, they check their news, they check social media. But when we do that, we are allowing the world to set our emotional state for the day. Flip the script. Design a powerful morning hour. Maybe you read something inspirational, you review your goals, you move your body, you plan your top 3 priorities of the day. This isn't about having a perfect morning routine. It's about owning your start. My mornings used to always start with social media. Sometimes they still do. But I noticed that when I start my day with intention, and when I start my day with journaling, with studying, or doing a walk or a workout, my energy, my mindset, and my forward momentum throughout the day is much better. And for a lot of you, you don't need to overhaul your entire life. You need to reclaim the first 60 minutes. If you own your morning, you'll influence the rest of your day. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that you wouldn't allow someone to siphon gas out of your car every day. So I want to present to you the energy leak exercise. Let's see if someone's stealing our gas. Make a list with 2 columns. Column 1, what gives me energy? Column 2, what drains my energy? And I want you to write down anything that comes to your mind. Tasks, people, habits. And once you have your lists formed, it's time to ask ourselves some questions. Questions like, what can I eliminate? What can I delegate? Or what can I automate? And what this exercise is going to do is it's going to cause awareness of your situation. And the more you do it, you're going to start plugging leaks that you didn't even know you had. And I created this video because there's someone watching me whose life feels very heavy right now. And if that's you, I want to tell you that sometimes it's not that life is too heavy. It's that you're carrying things that you were never meant to carry. Energy isn't just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. Guard all of it. Mastery of time and energy, it isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's not about doing more. It's about doing more of what matters. So here's your next step. Pick one idea from this lesson, just one, and begin implementing it this week. Track your energy, reclaim your power window, protect your boundaries, own your mornings, and know this: you are not behind. You're just one shift away from your next level. If you're going to do one of the principles that we talked about in this video, type in the comments, I'm in. And hey, I mentioned that this is part 2 of our videos on time management, so I'm gonna link the first one right here. Always remember that growth is a journey, it's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.